Maskell here.
And Mama. Welcome to our podcast.
Today we're finally covering the action-packed third season of My Hero Academia.
It's me, Super! This season brings the action to a new level as new challenges, new villains, and new battles occur every episode. All leading up to an even bigger fourth season to follow along with a theatrical movie.
Yes! Because, as you know, they're doing another animated movie in December, which we are very excited because we have seen the first one previously, the Two Heroes movie.
We own the first one, and we'll be owning the second one. Yes, absolutely.
As soon as it hits the stores, buy it!
And we've also been reading the manga. We started late, but now we're actually ahead of the anime into the... I guess the manga, we're on number 16?
Yeah, 16. Yeah, volume 16. And as we know, so far we know the manga is still going, so it's not ending right now. But you can tell as the story progresses with season 3 and the titles, you can tell that we are halfway through this story, and as a whole, not just the series, not just the manga, but just this entire story that people have loved will be coming to an end at some point after the events of season 3.
Right. There were some fantastic episodes within this season. A lot of questions answered, a lot of arcs going on, but still staying true to the main focal arcs of Midoriya becoming a superhero, All Might having to pass the mantle on and how it's going to end up happening, the training, the bonding that we know is going to take a turn in season 4, more backstories on Bakugo, a little more information on some other characters like Suyu and so forth. And I know I mentioned the manga again, but the manga is fantastic for getting a lot of information on the characters themselves and their families. And by reading the manga, you appreciate the anime a lot more. But this third season was fantastic. Sorry to see it go because, look forward to seeing it every Saturday on Toonami, and now we've got to wait until October before we can start the next season.
And I'm hoping that they air at the same time in Japan, even if it's like an episode or two. Japan's an episode or two ahead of America. At least you kind of want to see it at the same time because there's still a lot of time. If they take a year to do that, then that's a lot of time for spoilers and stuff to be up for the ones who do not read the manga. And it's like, stop telling me stuff.
And in this season, we had some really dark episodes that involved All for One.
Yes.
Yeah, and the so-called
League of Villains.
League of Villains, yes. They keep saying the so-called, they keep saying it themselves in the anime. The League of Villains and how far they will go, not caring that these are teenagers and kids and wanting to wipe them out and kill them or even force them to join within their so-called organization. And you really get to see the depravity, there's no other way I can put it, of All for One.
Yes.
Of the man who carries this quirk.
Right, because he's mostly the Thanos of My Hero Academia. There is no line he won't cross to get what he wants. And it shows how big of a threat he is and why All Might, in a way, fears him, because each time you think he's gone, he just comes right back. It's like, how do you beat this guy once and for all? Because it's like, no matter how many times he hits him, even if you think it's a total knockout, he's still fine later on, and it's still just regenerating and regaining strength for another battle, and All Might's still growing weaker, and this guy just keeps coming back. So, like I said, someone else is going to have to take him on because he's no longer able to do it.
Right. One of the arcs that has been really not informative but entertaining and showing the growth of a character voiced by J. Michael Tatum is Tenya's arc with his brother Ingenium, and seeing him grow as a character and get better. Since he's your favorite character,
right,
I was very happy to see that this focus was put on him.
Right.
And you get to see more of what makes Tenya Tenya. And you get to see the part that is influenced by his brother being his hero, and in the part where you're actually seeing him grow as a person, as a hero, is even in his morals and values and how he sees how things, being black, white, or gray, the spectrum people talk about. But you can see how he processes that information now, how he's making use of it.
Right.
And it's been great. It's been great because in the other seasons, he's kind of taken a backseat to the others. So it was great that he's had this focal point beyond
Right.
him in season 3.
Right, because what happened with season 2 and the Stain arc is really impacted with season 3, and a part of the reason why there's a conflict with him and the other characters for a short amount of time is because he didn't want the same mistake to happen twice, and it happens to them. So in one way, it's really genuinely wanting to help them, but don't want to get in trouble because it's a rule within that universe that if they don't have a license and they take action against villains and use their quirks, they can get expelled and they'll be breaking the law. So there's this constant conflict on should they help this character or should they just leave him? What's the right thing to do? And there's so many different sides of it that you can see all points are valid in one way, but you know what ultimately has to happen when the League attacks for the umpteenth time.
And another great arc we've seen, of course, is seeing more of the backstory between Bakugo and Deku, or Kachan and Deku. And not giving away any spoilers if you haven't seen the end of the series, seeing how this conflict is resolved. And it was a great way it was written, a great way it's being done. And you have, well, I personally have even more respect for the character of Bakugo. I never thought in a million years that he would be one of my favorite characters, but he has become one of my favorite characters. And then you get to see how Deku truly looks at him and sees him, and that the way he thought that Deku was relating to him and seeing him, he was just so far off base it wasn't even funny.
Right.
And now he knows the truth. And then you get to see, in the same vein, more of, which I think are going to be some of the final relationship building moments of All Might and Deku. You can just know, even without reading the manga, that this is coming to an end in terms of how close they are.
Right.
Even though he promised his mom that he would be like a dad and he would rear him up and he would live for him, you kind of can see the red flags that he's going to break the promise.
Right. And at one point, it is reminiscent of what happened in the beginning of the series where he says seeing him take action and he didn't have any powers made him realize, he wasn't even keeping his word. Like, he asked him, could he be a hero, when he told him, no, not without power, and he realized how wrong he was. So maybe it's going to remind him again. Maybe that's what he's going through again, and he's facing personal demons because his power is gone, and an awful one is still out there. You got Shigaraki becoming stronger, League of Villains becoming stronger, more villains becoming more deadly and stuff, and this is eating him up. And maybe it's time for that bond to be strengthened again because he's starting to lose sight because he thinks that he's powerless again, that now that he can't transform, and that's affecting his relationship with Deku. And I think that's going to be resolved because that would be a pretty bad route to take where all of this and helping him and then is thrown away for that.
Right.
So
another great arc, and some of the best episodes of this season. Okay, all the episodes are great, but some of the best episodes were the licensing exam.
Yes.
And seeing some of the characters had their own episodes and seeing them pass the exam
and how they work with other characters.
And then we also got to see Class 1B and more of those characters and how they see it as an ongoing competition with 1A. And you see the show's producers letting you know which of those characters from Class 1B are ones that are definitely going to come back up in season 4, whom they want you to pay attention to and
exactly, because not everybody got to focus in the manga. We noticed that it kind of jumped from person to person, and there wasn't long-standing chapters about them. So when they got to the anime, they made dedicated episodes. They even had one episode that was made specifically where it was pretty much a promotional episode for the Two Heroes movie at the time, which doesn't really work as well now if the movie's been out and you've seen it, so it's kind of not even as a big, like, oh my gosh, it's like, well, I've seen it now, so skip. So, but it was still fun.
Yes, definitely.
And I think another thing definitely got to bring up, if you've seen season 3, when they brought up I guess it's a sort of secret subplot or something about there being a traitor within UA, because
the next arc I brought up, absolutely.
Oh, I know, we're on the same page. Because it's revealed both in the manga and in an episode that the League keeps attacking them when no one else is supposed to know where they are, and they keep showing up each time, and they're killing these kids or killing All Might. Mm-hmm. So they said what really made them take notice was that they went to this camp for them to strengthen their quirks, and they found them still, and they said it was only known to a few people. So it has to be somebody at the school is telling them where they are and leaking info, because each time is getting harder to beat them. Absolutely. And counteract.
And there's some great videos online. There's one in particular. Can you mention this channel and the guy who did the conspiracy video about whom the mole may be?
Yeah, we're going through a quick rundown of the people. I think it's Channel Federator for Cartoon Conspiracy.
And what's the name of the video? Do you
There's a Who's the UA Traitor. That's pretty much the name of the topic, because that's the big ongoing theory.
And if we remember, we'll hopefully at this time have attached a link for you to see it. It's a really great, well-done video that covers almost every aspect you can think of, every character who's possibly being considered as being the mole or the traitor. And, the more you see Season 3, the more my eyes focus toward one character. And I really do believe, at first I was kind of thinking it might have been someone else, but the more Season 3 has gone on, the more I think it is this female character.
Right. And one of the top contenders is a male character with powers, and many people believe why he is the top contender is because they think maybe he's playing an idiot, because he's been more of a jokeful, fun character, as most of these characters are, and they think, what if this is all an act, and he's really not that much of a what's it say? I just about to say idiot because he kind of acts like one sometimes. And was what if this is just a play, an act, and he's really this strategic person? That would be an interesting twist. But like I said, there's more. The more obvious one seems to be the one that we've been seeing when we've been rewatching the show and reading the manga, and more clues point towards this other character, this female character, and people have said if it was this character, it'd be way more devastating than the other one, because too many people are going to attach, and even ones that don't want it to be them.
Absolutely. So what we're thinking is, what I'm thinking is we can actually do a brief podcast on the contenders we think there are for Whom's the Mole and the Traitor, sometime before Season 4 airs. So look forward to that. And of course, the climax of this season was no other than the challenge Bakugo extended to Deku in the middle of the night, where they shouldn't be, to take care of this problem. This gets settled here and now.
And he said, do you really want to do this at night alone? What is it? Yeah, because if we do it here, they won't stop us. I'm like, oh gosh, why?
And that is one of the best 2-part episodes ever, because you not only are you hearing what they're saying, but you're hearing their thoughts, and then all this is going on around them in terms of Aizawa finding out, and then we kind of guessed who it was that was the other person he was talking to. We weren't sure, and then you see what happened in the background, or behind the scenes, I should say, as this fight was going on and when it started. But yeah, this was. It had to happen, as Rascal kept telling me. It had to happen. It had to be resolved. And it's going to be interesting to see how the two of them interact and communicate in Season 4 now that this has happened. Because you know after it's over, you can sense the change. And very happy for it. Because in my heart of hearts, yes, I want he and Bakugo to get along to some extent. You know, will they ever be best buds? Only time will tell. But now the true relationship that always was foreshadowed, and the Deku really wanted, you can see beginning to blossom as a result of that challenge being completed.
Right. And last thing definitely want to bring up is at the end of the season, which people have really been hoping for when the manga came out, was the Big 3, which were 3 new characters introduced that were our UA's top students. And and the one that they really focused on, I think his name was Miro, I think. To me, and I just call him Tintin.
Like Tintin on steroids.
Yeah, I just call him Tintin on steroids, because that's what he looked like, Tintin on steroids, and he has this pretty crazy power that he keeps having to explain, like, it's not just strong.
He
as I
calls
have to
it
build
permeation.
Right. And then when he uses it, he just kind of, all the whole classes just become bowling pins, and they all just get knocked the bleep out, and they're like, what is wrong with you? But I just took it easy. That wasn't easy.
And he was such a threat that when they wanted to offer Todoroki part of that, he was like, I'm not having none of that. No, that's okay.
He's like, no, I want my license. He's like, I want to be able to walk, okay? And yeah, the whole time, part of it was like seeing how this guy has this crazy strength and power. Another part we're kind of laughing at the little side effect when he uses it and when he passes through objects and certain things come off, and it's hilarious because it's like, what are you doing? They thought something was wrong with him.
And one great part is seeing how he has learned for himself how to make the most of his very odd and unique quirk, and how to compensate for the weaknesses, how to take advantage of the strengths of that quirk. And it's interesting when you hear what he's done on his own without mentors and known superheroes interjecting and teaching him. They're starting to now, but a lot of the stuff he did on his own, so he's a really smart guy. And the personality he has that he portrays is one that's similar to Midoriya. He's really happy-go-lucky, he's friendly, he's upbeat, and you can tell that he genuinely, truly cares about his classmates. Even if he beats the snot out of them to get the point across and helping them to grow, he truly cares about all the classmates. And he cares that these younger students like Class 1A and 1B are going to excel. And you know that he's going to take an interest in Midoriya.
Of course.
From the way he makes his appearance and his face just popping up. And Midoriya's like, I've seen him before.
Yeah. At first he was terrified because it looked like the school had a grown face, and it was like, what the hell is that? So yeah, with season 4 coming out very soon, you know that things are going to heat up as, new villains are introduced, and the storyline is definitely going to get darker for a short time with the new threat to superheroes, not just deal with villains, but new characters, new villains, and new obstacles. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
So if you have a chance, the remainder of this time before the season airs, take a look at the manga if you have an opportunity. If you have read the manga and you're really excited for season 4, let us know in the comments below, and let us know what you thought of season 3. And for you, what were the best episodes and what you thought were the climatic events, although it has to be the challenge and face-off between Deku and Bakugo.
Right, of course. That's a no-brainer. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm Oscar Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace.
Plus Ultra.
Plus Ultra.
And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you want to do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Hit her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, give it to you later on in the photo